on, turn on the start video, or no, just the sound. I'm okay. All right. Wow. Welcome everybody to our first PaperWorks meeting of this year, 22-23. I have to say it's kind of like the first day of school. I have a lot of butterflies in my stomach, pretty excited and nervous. I don't know why, but kind of nervous, but I shouldn't be, because this group is the best group. Everybody's so creative and helpful and kind and friendly. So, but it's been a bit of a change for PaperWorks, and we're getting this new meeting together. My name's Bobby Wilson. I'm president of this great organization. And this is our first meeting we're trying to do hybrid. So we're doing it live, which is great to be together live and to really talk to people. But we're also doing it on Zoom. I have two great helpers back there. So we're trying to figure it out on Zoom also. Now, so it's a hybrid meeting, and if you're on our Zoom feed, you probably won't be able to talk to us. You can ask questions in chat if you want, and Emily may relay them to us, but we're doing our best as we can. We can also, we'll put this recording on our webpage too, so you can listen to it afterwards. So welcome back, everybody. It's great to be here. And I just wanted to introduce, if you don't know already, our board and committee members and all the great people that do work for PaperWorks. So don't applaud or anything, but I just want to, maybe if you would raise your hand as I point you out. Our vice president is Krista Nice at the back table. Miriam Ate is there. She's our wonderful treasurer. And money things, I'll go to Miriam. Shirley Dornberg is a longtime member and secretary. Heather McLean is membership. Thank you, Heather. Michelle Vaughn and her crew. Is Michelle here yet? Oh, there's Michelle, okay. And her crew, education committee, and all of these people have been busy during the summer. So Vicki Donkersley is here, part of education. Peggy Marlott is here, thank you. Doreen Rogers in the back. Emily Sullivan is over there. She's wearing a couple of hats, and she's on education committee. Ann Lusick is our webmaster, does an amazing job with that, honestly, keeping us together. Krista Nice, also in the back, besides vice president, is our e-news editor, and Emily Cray up in the back there is constant contact. So she's helping Emily, helping Krista get the e-news out. And I just want to introduce Emily, say, if you were here at our main meeting, she was our 2022 scholarship winner from U of A. She gave an excellent presentation. And we were looking for some interns to help us with technology, okay? So she has volunteered, and she is our intern with that, which is great. We welcome Emily. And if you have a chance, go talk to her. She's just so involved in so many great projects. Grad student at U of A, and teaching an art class this afternoon. Lot of projects. She's very involved. Terry Enfield is our programs person, has put together some great programs for the year. Rebecca Gons is going to continue to do creative circles. So thank you all. And then other people, Emily is helping with technical assistance. Beata Ware, I don't know if Beata is here. Beata and Roberta do our Instagram and our Facebook pages. And it's great to get lots of good information if you haven't logged on to that. Sue Agnew does our Postcard Exchange. Emily Sullivan, Emily, second hat. Okay, Emily is this is a new position, but it's a good one. She's going to take over the scholarships which I've been doing. And so it's a nice relief for me, and we've talked a little bit. But if you want to take a look over in that table that Emily just set up, it's kind of in a way, it's a slush fund. So some of you said, I have a lot of paper that I can't use, and can I bring it to a PaperWorks meeting? We're like, yeah, bring it in. People can donate what they want, and it goes in our scholarship fund. We have some leftover artwork there. So any.
We just made a really nice sale. Thank you.
Okay.
The prices are stuck from last year. It's not what we need to donate.
Yeah, so there are some prices on some of the artwork, but it's kind of at this point, a pay what you want for those really nice pieces there, okay? And Mara Crummins is not with us. She's back in Chicago, but she's going to be doing our recipes for life. Vicki Donkersley is taking on our schooling around challenge. And that's it for now, but we do have a lot of people involved, and that's what makes this such a good organization. I am looking for 2 very small volunteer opportunities. One would be posting the PaperWorks meetings into Caliente, the Tucson Daily Star calendar, and the Tucson Weekly. And what you do is you just lift it off our webpage, the information, and there's forms. I used to do this years ago. There's forms online, I think on both of their web pages, and you just kind of put it in there and send it off. And then people know about us, what we're doing. Probably takes about an hour a month. So I'm going to offer that. The other opportunity is for Zoom recordings. And after our Zoom, the recording is downloaded to the web, and you would download it to your computer. You basically, and I've been doing this, but not well, but slice it into, maybe edit off some parts, but I'm not that great with editing. Slice it into part 1, part 2 of the meeting, and then you upload it to our YouTube channel. And I was taught how to do this. I'm not very good at this stuff. I can teach you. So, and that would take probably a couple hours a month to do. So if you're interested, say yes and help out. Okay. Oh, and one more thing, just to announce, I am the president, but I will be stepping down at the end of this year in May, and the board is aware of it. And I've been doing this for over 10 years. It's been wonderful because PaperWorks is my life in many ways, but time to step down. So the board is great, and we're getting together and have a plan in place for the transition this year. So you'll be hearing more in the October e-news, and yeah, you'll be hearing more from us. So I think it will all be good. Okay, moving on, let's do our webpage, and we're going to get to our summer postcard exchange. And Emily, could you click on that postcard exchange and make it, yeah, right up there. Okay, Sue Agnew, who coordinates the PaperWorks Postcard Exchange, is out of town, so I'm narrating the slideshow today. I'm sorry she couldn't be here, really. Thank you to everyone who participated. We had a record group with 36 signed up. Having such a large number created a challenge in that our slideshows in the past have contained 36 slides. You can probably do the math that this comes out to 1 slide per participant. So Sue had to make some hard decisions about which postcards to include, and she was sorry not to be able to include them all. Also, Sue says thank you for all the extra postcards she received. Apparently, a rumor went around that she doesn't get to receive postcards because of her coordinating the exchange, so the Sketcher Meetup group all sent postcards to her. She explained that she does get to receive cards. When she assigns pails, she puts her name in the list next to people she doesn't know or doesn't know well, and then forgets who they were after she emails out the names. Okay, so our first recipient, first person is Roberta Warshaw. See the next slide. You see that? Okay, Roberta Warshaw went on a flower binge this summer, and these are some of her beautiful watercolors. Connie Teeple, next. Connie Teeple sent dad jokes on the left. The card on the right is more food for thought. It would be good to look at this on the website so you can read the whole paragraph. It ends, life is way too short to leave the key to your happiness in someone else's pocket. Next, the 3 cards on the left by Emily Sullivan are her Wet Desert series. She also sent collages and mixed media. Next, Ann Steffens sent 3 sets of 3 each. In June, bookmarks, and in July, colorful mandalas, all different. She said her pals were guinea pigs for her stamp carving endeavors on the right. This one has an amusing title, A Moonlit Bay, which recalls the song of our parents' generation on Moonlit Bay. Next one, Doreen Rogers sent several batches of collages. Next, Heather McLean's cards were a variety of techniques, including watercolor, colored pencil, stamping, and collage. Next, Peggy Marlett's scenic message is enjoy the journey 2022. I got one of those. Thank you, Peggy. Here are Ann Lusick's whimsical watercolors. Alabrejes, did I say that right? Alabrejes are bright folk art sculptures of fantastical creatures. And I received one of Ann's. Thank you. Next, Anne Marie Little sent some very cute, brightly colored designs. Next, one on the back of one of Amron Letty's cards, she wrote, wishing you whimsy, art, freedom, and lots of colors. Next, Mara Crummins has an unmistakable style, and here are 3 beautiful examples of it. Next, Susan Krause sent several varied cards, including the Zentangles with image at right. The top left are particularly interesting because there is an envelope attached, and inside the envelope is a tea bag folded flower. Next, Nancy Koslick's cards were decorated on the front, the back, and the inside. The top row are all the same card, and the bottom row are all the same card, including designs on the envelope. Next, Linda Kern combines her careful artwork in inspiring ways, surprising ways. Next. At upper left, you see the inside and outside of a pop-up book by Jill Japan. At the bottom, you see whimsically embellished vintage postcards. The poem reads, the heat is quite unbeatable and I'm quite irritable, alas. December will come and once again we'll enjoy the sun. Jill's paper weaving was the title show for the slideshow. And now something completely different. Valerie Hunt's thought-provoking card contains things her parents told her as a child, some pleasant, some hurtful, some good advice, and some not. She asks in the message inside the card for her recipients to share a memory of their own. That was a great card. And there's a lot to read there, so please go to the website to look at it. Next. Here is some of Deb Hilbert's lovely and precise ink and watercolor work. Next, you can tell from Suzanne Hesch's collages that she is a fiber artist. She printed them in trimmed postcard size for mailing. Next, Linda Henderson created a puzzle. The 3 cards at the left can be put together. Can you tell what they spell? PaperWorks. The second 3 she sent say Postcard Exchange. Very cool, very creative. Next. You will probably want to check the slideshow on the website so you can read Patty Gardner's thoughtful messages. Express yourself. It's not the pencil, but the heart that creates the magic. Gratitude, as you count your blessings, know that others are thankful for you. And harmony, you are part of the mosaic. Next, Rebecca Gons is a prolific postcard maker. She had a trio of June Means Adventure cards. One is shown at the bottom left. The one above is a random fact about migration to Scotland. And the ones at the right are Third Eye Blind, Colors of Summer, and Birds and Poetry. Next, Terry Enfield did 3 sets of 3 using collage with paste paper, hole punches, and who knows what. Hands, prickly pear, and swallows. Next, Vicki Donkersley used vintage Japan magazine pages, Japanese decorative paper, and origami paper purchased on a trip to Japan in 2018. She said since she's not traveling very far these days, she was reminiscing via postcards to pails. She made 3 similar to the one at the left, 3 kimonos, and 3 like the 2 at the right. Thanks. Karen D. Mena's lovely collages are made of vintage materials, dictionary pages, wallpaper, postage stamps, and even S&H green stamps. Next. Judy Derrickson made an eclectic assortment of cards. The one at bottom right says, playing with scratchboard when it is 100 degrees in Tucson. And the one top right says, and the cows jumped over the monsoon. Okay, next. Vanessa Deering's cards are always a crack up, and these are just a few. How does the butcher introduce his wife? Meet Patty. Life is short, just buy the plants. The one at the bottom is a vintage Kandinsky postcard that she's embellished, and the inside says, I Kandinsky, can you? Don't be Vasily. Next. Mabel Dean was actually our 37th participant. It was too late to assign her names, so Sue suggested that she made cards and send them to random PaperWorks members, and then suggested to prolific postcard makers that they make an extra to send to Mabel. It seems to have worked out well both ways. As you can see, Mabel also decorated the address sides of the cards with watercolor. Nice. Next, Kathy Dannerbeck sent 5 sets of 3 cards. The ones at upper left are Scottish thistles from paper made by Rachel Meehan from Scotland and mailed from Scotland. The ones below are recycled paper towels left from shibori dyeing and then rubber stamped and edged with washi tape. The woven cards are inspired by Helen Hebert's Weave Through Winter class using Japanese papers from Washi Arts and strips of quilling papers. The ones not shown were shibori dyed paper stamped with starfish and Art Deco paper found in Scotland and mailed from there. Yes, Kathy's such an overachiever. I think they're beautiful. Next. Here are Susan Coral's cards using her signature vintage comic books and other papers and embellished with gorgeous machine stitching. There were 3 cards in each of these 4 sets. Next, Carolyn Congrove's cards had a Let's Travel Together theme and were exquisite. The photos don't do them justice. Each card featured a different destination and included a charm and a quote or two. Needless to say, they were mailed not only in envelopes, but in protective cardboard mailers. On the Paris card at the right of the top picture, she wrote, "Thank you for traveling with me." Next. Diane Cheshire experimented with collage and shibori for 2 sets of postcards and used an acrylic placemat for the set with the Anasazi design. Next. Shell C created a colorful set of cheery cards. Very colorful. Next. Elizabeth Brizard's cards were extremely whimsical, featuring vintage cars made into art cars in the 1980s by various artists. Top to bottom, Mondrian Mobile, Love 23, and the Fruit Mobile. She decorated the reverse with 1930 power mower ads. Pretty cool. Judy Bjorling participated from her new home in the Seattle area. The cards are titled Designs on Summer, Designing My Summer, and At Right, Strange Architecture. And I received the Strange Architecture card. It's just fascinating, and it's collaged and layered. It's a beautiful card. Next. Annie Andre went through a very interesting process. First, she painted an acrylic painting, Pretty Birds. Then she scanned it and cropped out 3 separate cards, not dividing the painting into thirds, but capturing a different bird with elements that are shared from one card to the next. She inkjet printed the cards on canvas paper before mailing. Last spring, Sue Agnew treated herself to the 150 pencil Prismacolor set. To get acquainted with them, she did color studies using photographs and trying to identify the various colors making up the photo, an idea she got from Uppercase magazine. Then she spent the rest of the summer drawing stylized flowers. And I was lucky to get one of those too. Next, oh, me. I made several ring the bells for summer cards, watercolors. I just really enjoy bright summer colors and exuberant flowers, fruits, and chilies. The collages are made with vintage and Japanese papers. I like the way the red cutouts at the right evoke sealing wax. Thank you again to everyone who participated in the exchange. And again, I recommend you look at this show more closely on our website. Stay tuned for the next exchange. So I think clap. Aren't our members talented, don't you think? All the great ideas. I just love looking through this slideshow. So it was a lot of fun and fun to receive real mail instead of bills or advertising. So, okay, if you scroll on down a little bit to, recipes for life. I just want to quickly say Mara Crummins is not with us, but these recipes for life are due end of September. So you have a couple weeks left. And I want to say to any of you who did a postcard here today, you can also do one of these recipes for life. It's not that hard. You are also talented and creative. Please think about that. And all you do is scan your artwork. It can be collage, it can be, photographs, it can be hand drawing, whatever your recipe is for life. And let's see here. I'm going to put this out. It's we took this from a book called Recipes for Disaster, which is really funny. Take a look at it. And this was published 20 years ago, but take a look at this book. It's really funny. And all you need to know is on our webpage for Recipes for Life. So the other day I was really inspired. I just did a recipe for carrot cake, not the kind of carrot cake you're thinking about, and a recipe for the perfect hike. So yeah, and once I started working on it, it came together. So please, the rest of you do something too, okay? So we have a nice slideshow for October. Okay, moving on to our program page, next tab. Okay, real quickly, well, you know where we're at because you're here right now, but just want to say our upcoming speakers for 22-23. October 13th is going to be a Zoom meeting with Karen Hamner, and November 10th is going to be live back here with Michael. Can you scroll down a little bit and show? Today we have Kate Long Hodges. Scroll down a little bit, please. And there's Karen Hamner is going to be in October via Zoom. And she is an amazing book binder, well known in the book arts field. I think she lives in Iowa, so it's going to be Zoom only. And then in November, if you scroll down to our meeting in November, Michael Schwartz is all about the mural movement in Tucson, and I'm really looking forward to this. So anyway, we've been trying for a couple of years. Terry's been trying to get somebody to speak about the murals in Tucson, so that'll be great. We don't have our others up there, but December we're going to have Kath McCauley, pocketbook sketching back here, so that's all good. And one more thing, it's not on our webpage yet. In November, with our meeting here, we are going to do a show and sell. So it's for PaperWorks members, and that's you bring in your whatever you've been working on, okay? Maybe your little crafty earrings, little artwork, whatever. I will try to get more tables set up in the room. I guess this is the usual setup. I'm not used to it being so many chairs here, but we'll try to get more chairs. It's a very casual event in that we did it a couple years ago, and you're gonna set up your stuff on the table. You can sell it for whatever you want to sell it for, but it's really fun for us to see what others are up to in their artistic life. If you want to bring your friends, you can bring your friends to shop before Christmas. Let's see, what else? Any questions about that? We did it a few years ago. It's kind of fun. Oh, we do ask you that you put donate one of your items to the scholarship table. So, and then the scholarship will get, so that's your payment for being part of this, okay? But it's, yeah, so hopefully we'll have enough tables here. Actually, I put 2 sign-up sheets over there, and here's a sign-up sheet you can't read, but it's just so we get an idea of who wants to do this or part of it, okay? We used to do a big show and sell. We used to do, it was the whole meeting, it was tables set up, we advertised to the public. We kind of got in trouble with the whole tax thing and all of that, and we just, we're not dealing with it anymore. So among our group, it's fine. Okay, moving on. Education page, Michelle. And Michelle, come on up. I know, and we have so much at this meeting to do.
I'll get through it quickly, I promise. Hi, everybody. I'm Michelle Vaughn, and I'm the education coordinator. And I'm really happy to say I have a lot of volunteers to help this year. And if I could get you to stand up so everybody can see you, that way they'll know who else they can talk to. Emily, it seems like you're all over the place now volunteering. That's awesome. Peggy, Doreen, and Vicky standing right there. So if you have questions after the meeting, any one of us can answer it. So 2 really great workshops coming up that I have committed artists for. Who in here signed up for Suzanne Moore last year? Yeah, guess what? She's in January. We're locked, we're loaded. I will send out, I will send out a note. I can't remember what dates, but it's on there. If you were registered and paid last year, you automatically have a slot. You just have to email me back and let me know, sign up again. If we don't fill it from the people from the last year, I will send out another note to PaperWorks and let you know that we have some available slots. So the dates are uniquely situated because Suzanne's here in town. We're gonna do Friday after the meeting, Thursday after the meeting, and Friday in January. And then you'll have a week to kind of practice and play, and then the next session will be that next Friday. So we're lucky enough to have her in town that we can do that. And I just committed our next artist to teach from out of town, which is Roberta Lavador. She's a book artist, also well known in the book arts field. She is coming in April. So more details on that. She will teach a book structure, as well as lots of tips, techniques, ideas. So even if you're a bookmaker and you've made books, this is a pretty unique binding that she does, but also she's going to give lots of tips and tricks. So those are two out-of-town artists. The other good thing that we have going on is we're going to revitalize classes taught by PaperWorks members. So they'll take two forms. We have in the budget 2 free days that PaperWorks is going to pay for the room. And if we have an artist teacher who wants to volunteer and teach for free, there's an option to do that. So we already have Mara Crummins committed to Collage Extravaganza. I think Mara's online, hopefully. Hi, Mara. And so people already asked me, can Mara do that again? She said yes. So I have one opening if somebody wants to teach something else. And I was just brainstorming over there, like stamp carving or stencil making, or just something you can put together that's more casual camaraderie. So that's one opportunity. The second is if you're a teaching artist and you've taught classes before, we're going to now have a class proposal submittal form. So you propose a class, you tell us what it is, what's the supply fee, and you have the option. If you want to charge, we want you to be paid. You're a working artist. We want you to be paid. And you can say, I'm looking at Joe right now because Joe's a working artist. She can say, here's what I want to charge. And then we'll just charge the members that, plus the room rental, we have a class. If you are a new artist, brand new artist, you've done, not a new artist, teacher, there's several members here, and we really, really want to encourage our members to teach. If you're an artist, but you're new to teaching, we have several artists that are volunteering to be mentors to new teachers. So to help you fill out the form and learn how to write a supply list, learn how to write a description. So if you want to teach and get some experience, we have some mentors for you. So that's an option. Teaching artists. You can also opt to, your teacher, Kathy Dannerbach, taught a couple classes for free. All we charged was the room rental, her supply fee, she taught some classes. We do not expect any artist to work for free. If you want to, that's great. If you want to make a living, we totally support that. PaperWorks doesn't make any money on these classes. We just pass it on to you. Teacher mentors. Okay, I think that was it in terms of art workshops, classes. Phew.
Any questions? They have been busy this summer and actually the year before. These things take time to do.
They
so.
take time and planning.
Thank you so much, Michelle. Great, thank you.
It's great. And I'm so excited that we're going to be able to have Suzanne Moore and do that workshop. So that will be wonderful. Okay, moving on to our creative meetup page. So right now there are 2 groups that are meeting, and we have, let's see, who's first? Oh, the Sketch It group. If you move down, creative meetups are just ways for people to get together on their own. A lot of them have been doing it by Zoom. We can set up the Zoom meeting for you, and you just figure out what you want to do. I think we did placemat. We've done all kinds of things. The canvas placemats. We've had poetry writing. We've done lots of things. Right now, there are 2 active groups. Sketcher group. Anybody from the Sketcher group want to say a few words? Okay, but it's a pretty dynamic group, the Sketchers, and they meet up, I think, twice a month, once by Zoom, once live. They exchange their artwork, and I think it's been great. So just there's contact information there. That's a huge, long, what kind of book is that? Accordion book of Lita's sketches there that she did. And then continue down, and Suzanne Hesch is going to talk a little bit about our book group. Suzanne is, yeah, hi there, want to say?
Hi, I'm Suzanne Hesch. I'm a member of the PaperWorks art reading group. And the books that we read are not how-to books. They're books about artists, biographies, art history, art theory, art criticism. We've been together about 2.5 years and read about 15 or 18 books. And then we meet and discuss them. And it has been wonderful. So I encourage you, if you want to expand your knowledge, insight, and ideas, I encourage you to join us. We meet once a month, and sometimes by Zoom, sometimes in person, depending on current transmission rates of illness, but we've all been safe. So I'll be around here after the meeting, and if you are interested, we'd love to have a couple more members. Conversations are great. We've gone on a couple of field trips. We've had a couple of potlucks. So it's social, and it's kind of intellectual, and it's creative, and it's really been great. So I'll be back here if you're interested. Come see me.
Thank you, Suzanne.
No, you can continuing on, build friendships with us and knowledge and insight into art just grows and grows and grows.
Okay, I just looked at the clock. We have 15 minutes, but so I'm going to shorten up. Thank you, Suzanne. Exhibitions. You just want to quick go to that page on Take a Bow, and I'm going to ask you to look at it on your own because we have lots of members in wonderful shows coming up. So yeah, if you scroll down to the Take a Bow, well, I'll read their names real quick. We have Joe Anderson, Carol Lee Asia. They're at Tohono Chul. There's multiple artists. Keep going. And can you scroll down more? Vicki Donkersley, Patty Gardner, Lynn Hart. Lots of great, Kate Long Hodges. Anyway, oh, and Myrna Helfenstein is at the, I think, Jewish Community Center. Mary Mate, her beautiful silks and dyes. Roberta Warshaw. Who else? Mara Crummins. This is a exhibition in Australia. This is a big thing that she's in right now. Very cool. Diana Creighton is in work, is in Tubac, and that's it. But take a look at that page. I don't have time to go through it all because I wanted to announce a couple other things. This is from one of our members, Lori Moorhead. And Lori is a member of San Diego Book Arts Group. And many of you might have remembered, maybe it was 2 years ago or a year ago, we did this one collaborative exchange between 6 book arts groups. And it was really fun. We made books and sent to each other, and we had classes how to make the books. Okay, she and a group of friends are proposing 2 different collaboratives coming up. One is a mystery box, make a book, and I'm not going to read it all. The other one is a memoir-based zine exchange. Did I say that right? Zine. Every time. Zine exchange. I gotta write that down. Spell it differently. Zine. Okay. We'll make a zine. No, okay, make a zine. Okay. Anyway, so there are these 2 exchanges. But I want to tell you, we're not going to be advertising it in PaperWorks because this is among friends, and she invited PaperWorks friends who may be interested in doing this. So I'm going to leave the information here and about the exchanges. They're just going to have a planning meeting if you want to get in on the ground floor, and it's going to be with different groups from probably all over, friends that have made. Any questions on that? Okay, okay. Moving on, Pima College is a tribute to Clay. That's tonight, right? And it's really good. Have you been there, Virginia? Okay. And opening, and Suzanne has quickly had a question on a photographer to take pics for shows, your artwork,
Yeah.
take artwork. So if you could, after the meeting, if you have ideas, go talk to Suzanne, please, about artists that would take photos of your work. Okay, I'm running late. I'm really sorry. Virginia, come on up. Virginia was our scholarship winner from Pima, and come on up. I didn't meet her at the time she was ill, I think. But anyway, we're glad you're back, and take it away, Virginia, and tell us about your work.
Okay. Thank you for having me here. I'm a little nervous. My name is Virginia Green, go by Ginger, and I'm a 2D and 3D artist here in Tucson, but mainly I'm doing 2D right now. I also do ceramics, but that's not currently. And I'm a student at Pima Community College in my last semester. I'm going to go to the U of A next semester. Last year in September, I started learning how to draw with charcoal. And oh gosh, what was I gonna say? I started learning how to draw with charcoal last year, and I'd never done it before. I was very nervous, but I started using charcoal to convey feelings using the human form and portraiture. I just love portraits and being able to render people's faces, and it's all exciting. And then in February, I started to learn how to oil paint, and that was really exciting because I got to introduce more color into my work too. But when I started doing oil paintings, I stopped doing as much portraiture and shifted into still lifes, which I think are really great because then you can experiment more with textures and colors and put a little bit more feeling into it. It's also I love still lifes because they're so calming and fun. I would like to do more landscapes. I've only finished one landscape with oils, which is the one up there, and I have it here with me today. But I would like to do more landscapes as well as paintings of colorful clouds. But yeah, and sunsets, because I love the sunsets here in Tucson. We're very blessed to have amazing colorful skies. And I also have started doing pet portraiture too. Right now I'm entered in the Treckle pet portrait competition. There is a juried competition that I'm entered in right now, but there's also a fan favorites, and the painting that I entered is right there on the little easel. And so I'm still trying to find my style more. And I would like to slow down with my work a little bit more. So right now I'm still oil painting and still drawing every day, but mostly drawing in my sketchbook. But I am currently taking a watercolor class, which I really love, as well as a printmaking class. And I'm going to continue to still work with the mediums I'm working with now, but I'm hoping that by practicing with these other mediums that I'll be able to develop my style and that they will slow me down because I work very fast. And yeah, I have some of my work here today. I have a lot of still lifes that I did this summer to keep practicing. And hopefully I can start some bigger paintings soon. But right now, I just love doing still lifes and smaller studies. And yeah,
Any questions?
thank you so much for the scholarship, too. I really appreciate all of you. And thank you.
Well, you're very welcome, Virginia. You can stay up here because we're going to be breaking for the meeting. We'll have a break, and I think people would like to come up and talk to you and look at your work. And I think it's great that PaperWorks supports young artists. So I think it's wonderful. Also, you are a member, you're an official member of PaperWorks. So, you know, like what we were talking about, for a year, we give you a membership, whether you like it or not. But yeah, you can join in any of our things that you want to do, or exhibitions. We don't have any plans so far, but you're welcome to. But I know you're very busy as a student also. So yeah, thank you. And our members would love to meet you. So stay here for a second. Real quick, I'm going to end the meeting. I'm sorry it's so late. So if you did not get a 20th anniversary, our journal, well, yeah, it was our commemorative journal. And it was for members only. We produced it last year and mailed it out, and most of you should have gotten one. They are on the back table. Talk to Krista. These were hand put together by a group of us and designed by Kurt Thornburg and by Margaret Suchlin. And it's a collaborative effort. It's a nice little journal we put together. Also, if you don't have some bookmarks, these are our flyers. So keep a few of these in your purse because they're great to show to somebody, say, this is us, you know, check the webpage. Could we put some in Saka? No, would we be able to, Aaron, say, yeah. Could we put like a stack and say there for artists? Okay, I have a thing for you then. That'd be great. Okay, I'm sorry for talking so long. This has been great, and we're gonna reconvene in 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, thanks. Through it all. I know. I know.
Admire your dress. That